The idea that you would be on the level of a Johnny Sins, of a Jason Love, of an Adam 22, that you'd be able to even smell the air that my exists in is kind of offensive to me. You come in here eating nerds.
If anybody can hit Lena, it ain't somebody got to be at a certain profile. She probably getting hit right now.
No.
She probably getting smacked
that's
right
the
now.
kind of shit right there that I'm like, okay, I think.
But if it's gonna be respect, you gonna respect me too though. You throwing all these shots and shit.
How am I gonna respect you when you're somebody who's realistically only known for getting the dog beat out of you?
Same for you. You only known for getting your wife getting by BBC.
Yeah, I don't know how much more we have to discuss at this point. I'm gonna do the gentle thing.
That's cool.
And I'm not gonna elbow you in the face or give you a Larry Wheel style slap. I'm just gonna politely ask you to exit the podcast.
Okay, fuck this podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
You started with me.
Right. Don't get beat up on the way to the car.
All right. Don't let me fuck with Lennon. Fuck about this podcast, motherfucker. What? Again?
There was a time when if something happened in hip-hop or rap culture, it happened on No Jumper. Beef started there, careers were made there, and careers were destroyed there. But now, the clips don't hit the same. The interviews feel predictable, and the shock factor that built the empire feels exhausted. This isn't about one scandal. This is about something slower, something more dangerous. This is about the slow collapse of No Jumper, and why the formula that made it powerful might be the same thing killing it. When Adam 22 started No Jumper, it wasn't corporate. It wasn't polished, it wasn't safe, it felt underground. It was SoundCloud Rap's living room, the Xan era, the face tats, and just the amount of unfiltered energy that would come through those podcasts. The reason it blew up wasn't production value, it was access. Adam talked to the people that the industry ignored, and that authenticity made No Jumper feel dangerous in a good way. It felt like culture before PR teams. That's why it worked. One thing people don't talk about enough is how the algorithm changes behavior. When No Jumper realized short clips were outperforming full interviews, the incentive shifted. Now it's not about the conversation. It's about the moment, the 30-minute explosion, the argument, the uncomfortable question, and the viral headline. And once you optimize for moments instead of meaning, the depth starts to disappear. You could feel that difference as a viewer. You start watching for chaos instead of insight. That shift seems small, but it slowly reshapes the entire identity of a platform. And once your identity shifts too far from what built you, it's hard to bring that original audience back. At its peak, No Jumper mastered 3 things. 1. Viral clips. 2. Controversial guests. And 3, the internal drama that would happen within these podcasts. The podcast wasn't just interviews, it was an ecosystem. Hosts were arguing, internet beef spilling onto couches, moments turning into memes within hours. It was messy, but controlled chaos. And in the algorithm era, chaos spreads. No Jumper understood that before most media brands did. But here's the problem. Shock content has inflation. The more you use it, the less it works. At times, shock works, until it doesn't. When something feels edgy for the first time, it spreads fast. But by the 10th time, it's expected. And expectation kills tension. The early era of Adam 22 interviews felt unpredictable. Now, viewers kind of know what lane it's going to go in. Once unpredictability disappears, the emotional pull weakens. And on YouTube, emotion is retention. Without that emotional spike, people click off way faster. At some point, No Jumper stopped being rare. There were too many hosts, too many sideshows, too many arguments that felt manufactured. The underground vibe turned into a content factory. Instead of, this might go left, it became, what's the clip going to be? And once the audience can predict the chaos, it's no longer chaos, it's performance. That shift is subtle, but deadly. Another subtle issue is internal instability. When hosts rotate constantly, when side personalities leave, and when disputes spill into content, at first that looks entertaining, but long term it creates instability. Audiences don't attach to brands, they attach to people. If the faces keep changing, loyalty resets every time. That's exhausting for viewers, and exhaustion is dangerous because tired audiences don't announce they're leaving, they just stop clicking. This isn't a hit piece, but brands often become trapped by their founders, and No Jumper is inseparable from Adam 22. That worked when you felt like a cultural bridge. It doesn't work when the audience starts feeling fatigue. The constant controversy, the personal life becoming content, including his wife, the line between podcast and spectacle disappearing as well. At first, that blurred line drove views, but long term, it erodes trust. And trust is what keeps audiences loyal after the shock fades. Going back to the fatigue I was talking about, when a brand dominates your feed daily, it starts feeling less special. What used to feel like an event becomes background noise. And the more content you push, the more you risk diluting your strongest moments. No Jumper went from, you have to watch this next episode, to maybe I'll catch a clip later on the Clips channel. That subtle shift signals declining urgency. Urgency drives views. And without urgency, growth slows. The internet changed. Audiences matured. Shock interviews in 2017 feel different in 2026. There's more competition, more podcasts, more streamers, more platforms, and more options in general. What once felt raw now feels rehearsed. And in a world where authenticity is currency, overexposure is expensive. No Jumper was perfectly aligned with the SoundCloud rap explosion. That era was chaotic, unfiltered, controversial. But culture moves in cycles. Today's audience leans more towards long-form analysis, streamer collabs, and platform-owned personalities. The center of gravity shifted. And when culture shifts, platforms either evolve or get left behind. But look at their engagement patterns. Clips still go viral sometimes, but the consistency, it's not the same. The cultural chokehold these 2016-27 rappers had on us, gone. The brand isn't dead, it's just no longer dominant. And dominance is hard to regain once it slips. No Jumper isn't just a podcast. It represents a generation of internet media that thrived on drama, shock, edge, and people not having a filter. But audiences are evolving, and platform rewards sustainability now, not just controversy. The formula that built the empire might not survive in the next era of content. This isn't the explosive downfall people expect. I mean, Adam's got canceled many times, or fake canceled, but there was no dramatic shutdown, just something quieter, a slow decline in cultural gravity. And the scariest part, slow collapses are harder to fix than the fast ones, because by the time you realize it's happening, the audience has already moved on. The question isn't, is No Jumper finished? The real question is, can a brand built on shock reinvent itself without losing its identity? Because if it can't, the slow collapse won't be so slow anymore.